Okay, Larry, here's a little crash course, refresher course for you on the Burny 10 Plus. As you can see, we have a little Mickey Mouse here, but on the screen, but your screen should be back there. But you should be able to see everything on this screen. Of course, you probably know that. Okay, anyway, here's your gases, your gas, your high heat, your cutting oxygen, and then all your torches, individual toggle switches. I don't know if you'll have toggle switches on that one as well, but anyway, really simple. You have your menu here. So you want to go to your shape department, your shape toggle switch here. You click it, you get all the different shapes. So in this case, we're going to do a square. So your first screen that's going to come up is this one here, and it's going to ask you for plate corner start. You know, we always do plate corner start, so it's already defaulted to yes. And so then you go OK. And the next screen, once you click OK, it takes you right to the second screen. Cutting direction, you know, counterclockwise and counterclockwise. In this case, we're going to do clockwise. So you press OK. And then which corner do you want to start? In this case, I'm going to do number 3. So it's going to start up on this corner here. So and then press OK. So now it's going to ask you for your dimensions, your X and your Y dimensions. Just for testing purposes, I'm going to do 5 inches. So you press 5 and then OK. And then your Y dimension 5, you know, 5 inch square. OK. And then you lead in. It's gonna lead you right into your next step. So once you press OK, so your leading dimension. In this case, it's a 1 inch plate. So I'm just gonna do a half inch lead in. It's already at half inch. So it's defaulted to half inch. But you could change it to whatever you want it. And you press OK, and it's gonna lead you to your next stage. Right now, it defaults to a 45-degree angle. Lead in. I usually use a 90, so I'll change it to 90 and press OK. And then your lead out dimension on this machine, it already gives me an 1/8 default. I don't know why it says 0.5, but I usually clear it out and it'll give me an 1/8 lead out, and that's really more than what I need, so that's fine. So I'll click OK, and then your scrap dimension, if you were going to do multiple parts, in this case I'm only doing one, so I'm not going to use a scrap, so I'm going to clear that out. If you were going to do multiples, you just put the spacing in between each part that you want. So I'm going to clear that out and then press OK, and then here's where you put your kerf in. In this case, we're using the Harris torch tip. Number 1 tip. For an 1/8 on that one, we use a 0.22. That'll give you an 1/8 over. If you were using a number 2 tip, we increment by 2s, so it would be a 0.24. Number 3 would be 0.26, and so on and so on. So in this case, we're going to do an 1/8 inch with the number 1 tip, 0.22. Okay, and then this already is defaulted to auto, but if it's not on that machine, this is the repeat mode. You want it to cut and then automatically cut the next one, and then automatically cut to the next direction. On manual, if you would have it on manual, if you would have it here on manual, it would tell you, it would cut here and then stop, and then you have to press go again, and it'll cut the next one. So you want to keep it on automatic. Can we go back? Okay, so it's already on auto, so we're gonna go OK. So here's all the commands that you gave it. You want plate corner start, yes. Cut direction, clockwise. Your starting position. Here are your dimensions. Your lead in, your angle. If everything's okay, checks out the way you put it in. go ahead and press OK. If not, if you made a mistake and want to change it, you can do that here too. Once you press OK, you cannot go back and change it. You have to start all over. So this is your last check. Say I wanted my Y to be 6 inches instead of 5 by 5. So I highlight it and then press edit, and then you change it to 6 and OK. And so you see here it's X5, Y6. So let's go ahead and change it back to 5 to 5. Press OK. So there, I checked all my dimensions are fine. So let's go OK. So here's your file name. You can leave it as is if you want, or you can change it so you know, keep track of it. You can click on it and then you change it to, let's say, Larry. And then you press OK. And now you want to save it into the system, so you press OK. Now it's going to kick you back to your shape screen. You have to go to menu, and then you want to run. And there it is, Larry. Press OK. And here's your piece that you're going to cut. You're pretty much going to put. Right now it's a continuous test run. That's where you want to keep it when you're doing the test run. You want to run, this machine is at 250, the maximum speed. So when I do my test run, I want to do it fast. So I'll go to 250 and OK. This is your preheat. Your preheat, I don't mess with your Pierce hold or Pierce ramp because I already have it dialed in the way I like it on the gauges back there. So I'm going to put 60 seconds preheat, just as a test. Then I'll press OK and OK again. See, so now I have my preheat at 60. Here is where you change it, how many cycles, how many parts you want, if you were doing multiple parts. And and here's where you put your, well, let's try this, parts. How many parts do I want? Say I wanted 5 parts. Okay, so I press 5 and then OK. And then it's going to give me the different, see that? All the parts. But see, now what I have to do is go back and change the spacing. So I mean, I would have done that before I did this. So right now we're going to change it back to 1. Okay, so there's 1 part. Now here's your plate alignment. If you had already a plate that you had aligned, you just go to the same one, and then it'll give you this is the last plate that I had aligned, so it's giving me the same alignment. So I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. And I want to do a new plate alignment, so I'm going to go here. And now you give it the dimensions of the plate that you're actually cutting. In this case, it's a little strip, so I don't know what measure. So I'm just going to say it's a 10 by, I don't know, 20. So I'll go 10, okay, and then 20 this way. Like that. Press OK. So now I'll check my dimensions if that's the size of the plate. I'll press OK. Now to align it, you have to use your directional keys here, and you align your torch to the edge. Put your torch to the edge of whatever side that it is you're going to start on. You can choose whichever side you want here. So on this side, I'm going to use the right side there, right at the edge, and then I'm going to press that I'm right at the edge, that I'm on this edge. So now it tells you, do you want to do it? Is that the top or the bottom? So I'm going to say that's my top right now, and I'm going to move it down. Down to the bottom. So it already drew out my rim. Now here's where my part's going to start. So that's where I want it. I'm going to press OK. And then once I'll check again that everything's, you know, the way I want it. Here on this one, you can click it to either mirror or your rotation. You can do all that, or your columns if you're doing multiple parts. So that's fine. I'm gonna leave it as that. And here we're ready to test run it. So I'm gonna press OK. And that's what I'm gonna press OK now. You have to use these now. So to get the machine going. So I'm gonna press start, and it's gonna start on my test cut. So it's gonna go up to my starting point there, and then it's gonna start your cut. So that's where your actual cut's gonna be. So it did the complete cycle already. So I'm going to go to go to, and then I want to go to return to start of the program. If I do return to start point, it's going to give me to the pierce point. If I do start a program, it's going to go down to the plate edge. So that's what you want to do all the time. Start a program, or else it might move on you. So I'm going to go back to this part here. Let me see if I can get it a little closer here. Okay, there. So now here I'm at my start point, and if I press go again, it's going to go back to my pierce point and then start my part. So there, it stopped. Now go back to go to here, click it, and it'll bring up this screen, and again back to start of program, and again start. So it goes to the start of the program. Once you're there and you're happy with where your parts are going to be, you can go back to setup. Change the speed of your cut. In this case, I'm going to say 11. Okay, and then instead of continuous test run, you're going to click it to automatic, and you press OK. And here you're ready to go. You're going to press go, and then it'll go to start and start the preheat. As you can see, it's starting the preheat already. And when you're ready to start cutting, just press go again, and you're going to get your cut. And when you're done, you just stop it. If you need to cut another piece, then you have to do job done first, so that you can go to the next to your next job, into menu, and then shapes, and so on and so on. Hopefully this helps you and refreshes your memory. For loading a program, you're going to go into load. I don't know if you guys use the floppies over there, but in this case it's going to be floppy. Oh, there it is. These are all the programs I have on my floppy disk right now. So you just choose the one you want, and you press OK. Yeah, I don't have a floppy in there right now. I don't have a floppy in there, but that's basically it. You put your floppy in there, you choose your file, you press OK, and then you go back to your curve and all that, and do it like I showed you the first time. Hopefully this helps. Good luck.